Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Constantinide. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for subscribing and being part of this community. Some time ago, I did ask on my Instagram if you did have any questions that you wanted me to address in this community. And one of the followers did actually request to find out how do I balance work with life. How do you maintain that balance? And this is not just about lawyers. I believe anyone who works, how do you maintain that balance of being a sane person, being good in what you do, but at the same time have your own personal life, personal family life. So I found out I compiled my very own tips that I use to make sure that I keep myself focused in when I work, but at the same time enjoying my very own personal life. So here it goes. The first thing that you need to do is that you need to set boundaries. You need to have the time that you know this is the time that I'm working, and there is this other time that you know it's about spending time with your family members, with your husband, with your partner, with your friend, you name it, whatever it is that it is your personal life. But you need to set those boundaries. You need to tell yourself that once I leave the house, it is to go for work, but once you get back to home, you need to leave everything behind. And I tend to feel that when I'm at work, I conceptualize a different characteristics of a different person, and when I'm at home, I am a different person. And that's the whole point about life. And I think one of the ancient Greek philosophers do say it's the ability to maintain the different characteristics of a different person. That's how you keep sane and you keep the balance within you. So it's about setting those boundaries and about making a conscious decision, knowing that this is the time that you work and this is the time that you're going to be with your family. Point number 2 that I've got for you. This is something that I've struggled a bit to begin with, but it is a great tip. Do not turn on your mobile or your laptop at least an hour after you're waking up. So you want to give yourself that 1 hour when you wake up and do your own rituals without the connectivity of the world, social media, catching up with emails. Because once you turn on your mobile or your laptop, inherently you would want to just go through all that. You don't want that. You want to give yourself that time, especially in the morning. I feel that the brain is like a big cone. In the morning, at least for me, I know some people at night, they tend to have the big cone, or they're the morning person. And I've been reading this great book as to why we sleep that actually addresses this question. But I am a morning person. I feel that my brain in the morning absorbs so much information and knowledge, and I use that and I read. So I normally read about 5 books at the same time, so it could be 3 pages per book. So I would wake up, I will make myself this sacred moment of the day, which I'm always looking forward. It's my cup of coffee. So I will make that, I will hear the kettle going through, I will put the spoonful of coffee, and I will feel the smell of it instantly as the hot water hits those coffee beans. And then I will just sit somewhere. Sometimes I sit on my study corner, or on the sofa, or even sometimes at the kitchen, and just read and reflect. Once you start reading in the morning, and you would see that reading, contrary to listening, audiobook, podcast, which the knowledge is fairly quickly, with reading, you give yourself that time to reflect on firstly what you read, and you're unlocking parts of your brain that you never thought before. For example, this book that I'm reading about why we sleep, it has a lot of biology, and there are certain times I'm reading something and I realize, oh yes, that's how it works. Oh yes, that's what happens to me when I sleep. So I give myself that time to reflect. So do that, because that's part of your self-growth. And a lot of successful people, for example, Titan of Tools refers to this, is that you need to give time to self-growth, and you need to carve that time in the day that you're enabling yourself to do that. So reading time and studying time for your own growth. So after I've done my reading, I at least always, exercise. So in the morning I would do a lot of stretches, which is yoga, Pilates. There is a lot of cracking going on in the morning, and that is about connecting with my body and with my soul. So I'm doing that, and I've actually made a video on my YouTube channel. I think my routine, or what do I do during COVID-19 as an international lawyer. So I do share somehow my morning routine on that. And I did say that my go-to exercise, it is from Boho Beautiful. I love her, she's amazing, and her voice is very subtle and sweet. And it's a great way to exercise. So I do follow her, and I pick at least 1 or 2 workouts from her YouTube channel. Once exercise is done, the next point is when you get ready. Once you get out to go to court or you go to work, you want to look good, you want to look presentable, not for anyone else, but for yourself. You want to give time to look good, to smell good, to feel good. And how do we do that? Is how we manifest it on ourselves. When I'm not well, or when I don't feel well, you normally with your pajamas, and you just you're soaking yourself deep into the sofa. So once you want to go to work and do something, and you want to somehow carpe diem, conquer the day, it needs to feel and look like it. So make yourself look good, smell good, put your nice clothes on, and go and conquer whatever that is. When days are getting very busy and there is a little control over what you do, definitely having this morning routine, it does help you to, at least for me, keep my mind and my brains in balance. But there's another thing that I do. It's once I'm done from court and I had a very pressurized day, I would walk from the court to the train station without talking or social media or emailing, which I'm a great multitasker, but it takes a lot out of you. What I would do, I would consciously just walk from the court to the train station. It could be 15, 20, half an hour walk. And I would just breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, exhale. And I will consciously do that. And what does that do? It kind of brings my rhythm and my pace a bit slower, and I'm trying to be present with it, just with me, and I will instantly feel a lot more composed, which does help me. So if I've got to go to conferences, or if I've got to catch a train then and go to meetings, or if I've got another event to attend after court, so I need that time to unwind and to compose myself. So that really helps. And normally when I'm on the train, I will have to do my reports, send it back to solicitor. So there is certain things that needs to be done. So just that walk, it really helps. It really helps me to calm down. Now I've got to talk about weekends. Not all weekends are real weekends that you don't do anything and you're in nature and you relax. At least for me, I don't have that in every weekend, because most of the times I've got to prepare for trial, I've got to read pleadings, tidy up the house, so there is a lot of chores and work to be done. But what I would do, I will always try to find time, of course for my morning routine, but also finding time for coffees with friends. In the afternoon, I would try to meet with a friend for coffee and talk with our friends, talk and understand what's happening with their lives, and really absorb myself into their life and trying to understand them. So that kind of helps me to travel outside, maybe from what is my problems in on my daily life, or what the problems are in my profession, and get myself into a different world, into a different reality, which is the reality of a friend, and being a good listener and understand, and somehow depart from your own world. I find that to be at least therapeutic. And also on the weekends, I always find time to call my friends and my family, because I live in London, but I have a lot of friends in Cyprus and family in Cyprus. So I always call them and try to catch up with them whilst I'm cooking or doing something. And I always try to find time for that. And that's how you keep that balance. It's about making sure that your days and your time are distributed equally in what you do professionally, but at the same time being a good friend, being a good wife, being a good daughter. You want to keep that balance, and the way you do it is to create those moments, and it is through those moments that we create experiences. So on the weekends, I would call, for example, everyone in Cyprus, and catch up and talk over morning coffee, whatever that is. So that's how I keep my balance, is about encompassing in my day, in my everyday, small things, small habits that they're able to keep me sane, they're enabling me to be well with who I want to be. I hope you find this helpful, and leave a comment down below what you do. If there is anything that I've missed, which I think now there is one thing that I may miss, which is I enjoy, which I haven't been doing that lately as much, extreme sports. I love extreme sports. I'm trying to convince my husband to do a lot more than that. Actually, I think I've got a video of me doing skydiving, but that was many years ago. So I want to really do a lot more extreme sports. So yes, extreme sports do help to release a lot of stress. So this is it. This is how I keep my balance. I hope you enjoy this video. Take care whatever you do. I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you. Bye bye.